Cool. We have another one over here.
Hi. Hi. So you've been in the industry for a very long time now. So you would have had your up and downs with like motivation and everything like that. Your whole life is pretty much on YouTube and everything like that. So how do you deal with like losing motivation, like day in, day out, just doing exactly what you do? And like, I know you love it, and I'm pretty sure everyone else loves exactly what you do because we all do the same. But how do you stay focused, and how do you like stay in love with what you do?
I would lie if I said like I am Rocky mode every day with Eye of the Tiger playing in the background, like killing it in the gym every day. No, it doesn't happen. Like everyone has ups and downs. We all have them, even the best of the best. There's days where I'm like I really don't feel like doing anything. I just want to curl up. I want to watch a movie. I want to eat a pint of ice cream. It'll be awesome. But in the back of my other head is knowing that I always have to be places. I need to look a certain point. But I also changed the way I've been training. I think my training was getting a little stale. Like I always kind of followed the typical bodybuilder split, and it was like chest one day, shoulders another day. Now I kind of just threw everything out the window. And last year you could have probably asked me the same questions, and like the diet would have been like, no, you should eat 6 to 7 meals a day in small portions and blah, 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 and train this way. And everything, I kind of threw it all out the window. And I play everything day by day, whatever I feel like doing. And now because I've been doing like the CrossFit stuff, I've been doing the powerlifting stuff, I now found a new type of training that like I really enjoy. And so I have my strength part, which I'm always excited about because I like to get my numbers up. So every day, every workout starts with either a squat, a bench, or a dead. And then occasionally maybe like a shoulder press on like shoulder day. But I bench twice a week. I squat 2 or 3 times a week. I dead once a week. So those are what kind of keep me motivated because I want to get stronger, and I'm constantly like testing myself every 2 to 3 weeks. But you got to find a training system or find a type of training that you actually enjoy. If you're kind of like going through the motions and it feels like it's getting old, you need to switch it up. And don't be afraid to do something like weird. Like sometimes like the one day we started with squat and then we benched and then I trained arms. Because that's just what it felt like I'm doing. Like it just like there was no rhyme or reason. And sometimes you don't need a rhyme or reason. Just go in there, do something, and just do it with intensity. But yeah, I mean, we lose motivation, and you just have to find the ways that you get motivation. Sometimes it's just scrolling through Instagram and, I don't know, looking at awesome bodies that kind of is like, oh shit, I need to look better than them. I got to get my ass to the gym. Sometimes that helps. Looking at YouTube videos. You just have to find what works for you. And for me, it's just like knowing that I either have to squat, bench, or dead today. That gets me to the gym. And I just go hard as hell.
Question in the back with my friends.
Oh.
How are you, Dana?
Hey.
Just for men and women starting out at the gym that are intimidated about going in, what would you say to them?
Men or women?
Both men and women starting out at the gym that are intimidated.
My biggest thing with the intimidation, it's always nice to go in with somebody. But if you are going in by yourself, don't be afraid. I know bodybuilders sometimes like our gym is full of bodybuilders, but you go up to them and they're the biggest teddy bears and they're nice and they want to help you. It's okay. And don't be afraid to ask questions. Just be like, if someone's doing something and you don't really know what they're doing, don't be afraid to ask questions. That's why most gyms have trainers. So if you need a trainer to show you what to do, don't be afraid with that. But I don't know. I guess for me, I've never had to deal with that because like I always went to the gym with Rob when I started. So I had this big dude with me. So I was cool from the start. And but I don't know. I would suggest at least going with a friend. Get a friend to go with you. It's a lot easier doing things with a friend than doing something all by yourself, and it's going to make it more fun anyway. So entice a friend, plus you'll get your friend up off their ass, off the couch, and get them in shape too.
Cool. Good question. We have a good one over here about your past and teaching, which a lot of people don't know about.
Hey, Dana.
Hi.
I was just wondering, professionally, what was the turning point when you decided to get away from teaching and throw yourself into the other businesses?
So, I went to school for health and phys ed. So I was a health and phys ed teacher for middle school for 5.5 years. And during that, that's like I was still competing. I started competing back in 2006. I graduated college 2006. And I got a job right away into teaching. And with teaching's sort of like a weird thing. You have to be like a nun. You're not allowed to like do anything. Like you're not allowed to like literally do anything. Otherwise people like look at you like you're a teacher. You deal with kids. So you have to be a nun. And I was already kind of on YouTube. And I never did anything weird. It's like, God forbid the gym teacher works out. Occasionally I would wear a sports bra and I guess it was like, oh my God, holy shit, kids can see your belly. I'm like, guys, we all have belly buttons. I'm a health teacher. I know that. I teach that. So it did get a little weird being a teacher. My name got brought up in board meetings. They didn't think what I was doing was all that appropriate. I never got in trouble because everyone there, the teacher, the kids supported it. Their parents actually supported it. It was just like a couple random, I think, teachers that didn't really like me, maybe. They didn't really understand me that were bringing my name up. So it did get weird, but I also had a little dream. That was when Rob and I were in a prior business, left that business. It was kind of failing. It left us down and out. We had no money. So I was the only one with the job. And then Rob, that's when we started Flagner Fail. That's where Flagner Fail came from. We were just at sort of like a crossroads where it's like, well, we could pay for our car insurance or we need to start this new business. So it was always his dream to have his own clothing line. And it was my dream to become a fitness model, whatever that meant. I just wanted to be like known in fitness. And I wanted to be in magazines, and I wanted to do all these things that I'm finally doing now. But I had that dream, and I thought competing would get me there. So I was competing, doing the teaching thing. It got a little weird, doing the YouTube thing, doing the social media, but like making sure I did not swear, that's for sure, on social media. But as Flagner Fail started to grow, we finally got Drew on board. We somehow talked him out of leaving his good job to come work for us in this weird warehouse with no electricity or anything and trees growing in the windows. But got him on board, and like slowly we needed more help. And for me to follow my passion, which I needed to travel more, so I was teaching and trying to go to the Arnold. So I would tell the teacher, I'm like, look, I'm going to be sick for 3 days because I'm going to the Arnold Classic. So I'd like write a note like, like I'm going to be sick Thursday, Friday, and Monday, just so you know. So it just got way too hard and way too much, but I do miss it because I do love kids because that kid is adorable. And I love teaching health. I love teaching fitness to them. And the cool thing is, because we still live in the same area where I was teaching. So some of those kids now go to our gym. They've come to the Warehouse gym camps. So I obviously did something for them if kids are still like me and come back to see me. And so it's cool, but I do miss it.
We have a question over here about injury. A few people actually asked about it, so.
That's always one of the questions.
Hi, Day. Thank you so much for coming to Australia.
Thank you.
So what do you do to avoid injuries, strains, and niggles?
What was the last one? Niggles?
Niggles. Muscle niggles.
What the heck is a niggle?
It's a pain that's not quite a strain.
Oh, it's just a little niggle. I don't know about those. Oh, those niggles, they get you. Oh, I'm going to remember that word. I'm going to start using it. Biggest thing with injury is don't lift like an idiot. Sometimes, I mean, I try my best not to lift like an idiot. Sometimes, like, ego comes in and you just want to lift heavy. But making sure you warm up correctly, like, before you get to your working sets, like, because we start out with huge compound movements, like a bench, a squat, it takes, like, 4 warm-up sets to finally get to a working set, and then practicing good form. And sometimes, like, I've never really, knock on wood, I hope this is wood, or this. I haven't really had a serious injury. I lift correctly. I always warm up correctly. The only thing I get is tendonitis, but we made a supplement for that. Insert promo here. AMF. Always moving forward. Wear that, and I'm not going to lie, hands down from the supplement line, that is our best product. When I was getting ready for American Ninja Warrior, that's probably when I was the most injured. American Ninja Warrior obviously was all about grip strength. So, like, I was still training, but every other day I was doing the like obstacle training, which it was all grip work and weird swinging movements where you're hurling your body through the air and catching a rope out of the air. Like, it was very jolting on all my joints. So that's 2 weeks before I was supposed to go on TV. I couldn't use my hands. I wouldn't be able to hold this mic right now. Like, I couldn't hold anything in my hands. I'm like, oh my God, I'm going to be on TV. So we had our formulator that created Onward, we called them up and we said, look, we need the best joint support that you could possibly have, because your joints are the biggest thing. And that's with bodybuilding, with powerlifting, with CrossFit. Your joints are what you're going to injure first. So you got to keep them healthy. You got to keep them lubricated. So drinking plenty of water, taking some kind of joint support is going to keep you healthy. And this is not just a plug but like taking your supplement. That's one of the biggest things that you need to take in, is like some sort of joint support. BCAAs and all that stuff will help with recovery, but just making sure you train appropriately. And then there's certain exercises with my elbow, because I get tendonitis in my elbow. The only thing that affects it is pull-ups. And I used to be the pull-up queen. Like, I still love pull-ups, but they hurt. But I realized the only exercise that I felt that it hurt were pull-ups. So I stopped doing them. So sometimes you just have to, if it's an exercise that's constantly giving you pain, don't do it. Find something else. But what I did find find an alternative. So we got rings instead. So rings, because your elbow's not in a fixed position, like on a straight bar, your elbow's in a fixed position. So that's what's causing the pain. But on rings, I can move it out of the way as I'm pulling up, and you're still doing basically the same movement. So I do ring pull-ups instead of like straight bar pull-ups. So you just have to listen to your body. There's a difference between like muscular pain and then actual like tendon pain. And sometimes you just need to rest it, because it's not going to get better unless you rest it. So rest for a couple days, take some supplementation, and stay hydrated. Staying hydrated is probably one of the most important things. Good question, though.
Hey, Dana.
Hi.
Hi. I wanted to know, whenever I train with my partner, we do shoulders and we call it DLB shoulder day. And then we walk around all pumped up.
Oh, yeah.
What is your exercise that you love to do, and then after, or a body part maybe that you work out, and then afterward you feel like amazing, it's your favorite?
Shoulder day is great, because, you know, like leg day, you do legs and you like don't like to look at your legs because you lose all the lines in them. Like back day can be good. You get pumped up, but then you get too pumped up where it gets just flat. Shoulder day, you just look amazing the whole time. Same with chest, you're just filled up. But did you ask like favorite exercise for shoulders? So I love all exercises for shoulders, but obviously lateral raises. I do a ton of drop sets. You've probably seen videos on like the lateral raise machine. I do it two ways. So sometimes I pick like a number of reps. So let's say it's 40 reps. And then I do as many drop sets that it takes to get 40 reps. And sometimes I change, it's all like sort of like an intensity little trick. So like I might start down here and I might only get 5 reps for the first one. And then I'll skip a couple plates and then go. And maybe I get 10 that time. So now I'm up to 15. And you just keep dropping and dropping until you hit the number of reps you're supposed to get. Or I pick like, okay, I'm doing 3 drop sets. That's simple. And you just pick your drop sets. But finding different ways. Another big thing with laterals is I do laterals 2 different ways. It's going to be a little hard to talk and do it. So with lateral raises, dumbbells, I'm going to stand in the middle. If you're holding the dumbbells out in front, this is what kind of pulls on your rear delts. It's going to pull on your traps. And I've never done any traps in my life, and I think I have pretty good traps. And this is part of the reason is my lateral raises. I'm using a lot of trap movement. So my first part of my drop set for dumbbells is I start in this position with dumbbells in front. And then when I raise up, and you guys know the little, the gallon trick, like pretend you're pulling the gallon up, pinkies up. So that's the heavy part. The heavy part, you can kind of cheat a little bit. You kind of get this little motion. Yeah, and then you start making the faces, but you sort of get the little knee bend. After that, I drop the weight completely in half, and I only have like maybe 10s or 15s. And then either I'll just sit on a bench or you could do it standing. So now my start position with the drop set, so I'm going from here for the heavy set with a little bit of cheat. And then I drop the weight, hands start directly at your sides. And I just call these, if you guys have any of my, hey, hush up. Jeez, trying to talk here. If you guys have my Olympia or Arnold book, if it says the lateral raise, drop set, and then strict laterals, this is what I'm talking about. So it's heavy here, strict. You basically look like a T. So it's going to start here, and then you go straight out to the sides. And it's a it's going to feel drastically different. And you're going to feel it in different parts. When you're out to the side, you're strictly using your medial head. Here, you're using your traps, a little bit of your back, your rear delts, and your little bit of momentum too. So heavy part here. Boom. I love those. Lateral raises are my favorite. And a big thing of delts and having really, really good delts is having a really good chest day. So if you have a shitty chest day, you're not going to have good delts because that's a major part of front delts is all of chest day. So when it comes to shoulder day, I don't focus on front delts. I focus on those last. So it's like prioritizing what gets worked. So because probably a day or 2 ago I had a chest day because I usually will go chest, back, shoulders, and then legs again. I don't work front delts first. I'll work like medial head, maybe even rears. And don't forget, rears are also worked on back day. So I spend a lot. There's probably like at least 2 or 3 exercises just on like lateral raises, whether it's a machine, whether it's leaning cable raises or leaning dumbbell or just regular dumbbell. I love lateral raises. They are awesome. So definitely have those in there. Good question.
Another one in the back.
Hey Dana, thanks for coming out. If you had to name your top 3 life moments, whether it's winning Miss India or getting married, what would they be?
Top 3.
Like life moments.
Oh, life moment. All right. Life moment number 1 would be marrying my best friend. Oh, everyone together. Ready? Oh, that's so sweet. So yeah, you're ruining my moment. Yes. So I don't know. Rob and I started dating when we were in college. We just got along perfect. We pretty much got engaged in college and we moved in together right away. Like, it was just meant to be. So that was definitely number one. Number two was definitely winning Miss Olympia. First ever Miss Olympia. I don't know. That's really hard to beat. Really, really hard to beat. And then number three. Oh, geez, man. Getting goats is pretty freaking awesome because I'm a farmer now. I think that makes it official. Like, I had chickens and I had ducks, but once you get like furry four-legged besides dogs that like poop all over the place and they have to eat hay, you're officially a farmer. I'm a farmer now. Deal with it.
Evening, Dave. Two questions. Is there going to be a return of the Warrior? And is Rob really making you get rid of your Toyota?
I just got a brand new Toyota. Yeah. So the Ninja thing, so I don't know if you guys know, so you have to like apply and it's like this huge long process, and I actually was late the first time I did it, and luckily they kind of already knew me. They scoped me out beforehand because I was late sending everything in. Well, I forgot to send in everything again. So it's not going to happen this year, but I'm going to try again next year because I'm really bad at paperwork and filing things on time and sending videos and blah, blah, blah. I'm not good at that kind of stuff unless like people are hound me. But what was the second thing? Oh, yeah. Oh, I just got a new truck. 10 minutes. Hell yeah. Couple more questions. But I just got... Did anyone see my Instagram post? Do you see that snazzy thing? Man, I am going up in the world. So I've been driving a 98 4Runner and I love it. It was lifted, big tires, Stinger front bumper, and I loved it. Like the radio didn't work. It was like really shitty, but it was me. That is like this shitty truck. It was me. So I felt really weird, but I've been having some issues with it. It's old. Like the windows weren't really working. The weather stripping was falling off. It was dingy, but I loved it. But finally, Rob talked me into getting something new, and I got a brand new 4Runner, and it's amazing. I sometimes forget that the radio works, and I still drive in silence, and then I remember, and I was like, oh my God, I have XM. I'm so high class. It's awesome.
Question over here.
Yeah, Dana. I've seen you train with like CT and Kai and stuff. I was just wondering who your favorite pro to train with is. Like, if there's anyone that you prefer training with.
I've trained with top people in the world. I've trained with Flex Lewis, Jose Raymond, CT Fletcher, Kai Green. Kai Green's up there. He's one of my favorites to train with. But honestly, because no one knows me the best, and the person that knows me the best is Rob. And that's my favorite person to train with. He's also the shittiest person to train with, too. It's like both words. When he's in a bad mood, oh my God, you have the worst workout. Like, if he's not talking and he's just like, puts his headphones, it's like, what the heck? And he just ruins your workout. But on the complete opposite side, you will have the best workout. And obviously you guys know that from the videos and stuff. He's just super intense. So as long as he's having a good day, that is my favorite person to work out with. I know, like, he has the spot, like, you know, there's like a certain way to spot. Like there's a certain way. Like, you don't want to go too early. And some people that are new, they're like, they don't know how strong you are. And like, Rob will let the bar like die on my chest. And I'm okay with that because I'd rather struggle way. And some people just grab it too early, and that's not okay. Not okay with me. He is the perfect spotter, and I also am a perfect spotter. I think very good, but no, he's my favorite person to work out with. Besides, like, it's cool training with everyone, but my best workouts is with my best friend. Thank you.
All right, last question here in the back.
Hey!
Hi. Sorry, this is a bit personal, but I was wondering Will you ever have Rob's babies?
Oh, his mom would love that right now, wouldn't she? She is on me and Jen. Jen is his wife, and me and Jen are supposed to have babies right now, I think. So right now, it doesn't quite make sense, just like with competing. But yeah, definitely. At some point. Just not yet. I know he tries sometimes when I'm sleeping. He does. I wake up and, whoa, whoa, get off me. Too much info. I was like, TMI. They might not understand. Too much info. All right, guys. That was a great way to end. Rob getting me in my sleep. Thank you guys so much. Thank you for having us here. Thank you to Tony Doherty for putting on such an awesome expo and having a great show last night. So I don't know. We are on tour the next 4 days. So if you're in Adelaide, well, actually Melbourne Monday, Adelaide Tuesday, Gold Coast, and then Sydney. If you're anywhere near there, come out, say hello, and hell yeah, we'll be back. Rob will be with us. My buddy here wants another hug. Thank you guys for coming out. Love ya.